Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on the Spider-Man version Iron Spider from Fanhome, and it is a really pretty good build. Matter of fact, if you want to get this for yourself, there is a link in the description to let you go directly to the website and start and order it for yourself. Has been so far a really good build. So let's get the parts open. We're working on the upper arm, part 2 here, and you can see here what we've done so far for the arm, for the left arm. So let's go ahead and get the parts out. What we have here is failure to communicate. No. Let's see. This is left arm cover. It's all left arm covers, and there's elbow covers in here as well as some screws. We got screws E and screws G. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these parts out of here. Maybe. Ow! Stab myself with a knife. That's not smart. Okay, and yes, thought there probably would be. There's a large L right there. Hang on just a second. I just realized I'm used to having the video over on my right or on my left monitor. It was on my right monitor, and I was having trouble figuring out what I was looking at when I would look up to see the monitor. And these parts are all marked with a L as well. Bag. This is a like I said, fantastic build so far. It's come with a polishing cloth because it is metal. Not all the parts are metal, but it has the metal sheen to it. I'm really beside myself with how good this one looks. Let's see. Upper arm chassis. And then we have, like I said, we have screws E and screws G. Screws E have no flange on them, but screws G do. You can see the little flange on there. I'll point that out again as we go further in this video. Oh, and look at that. They actually show it right here as well. E has no flange, G does have a flange. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this part here, fit the left elbow dust cover right here, and that is the thing. It is not the model is not articulated, which means it is going to be very solid when it's done, which to me is a fantastic thing. Let me get out a couple of my little tin plates so that I have somewhere to put the screws. We will put the E screws here. And the G screws here. And if I remember right, it has been a little bit because we're at the beginning stages where there's only 3 issues that came out last month. But if I remember right, these screws will all work with the PH1 screw. Highly suggested that if not by them, by Fanhome, but by me. Oh, the PH1 does not. So let's get the PHO. But what I was going to say is, if you do part works, you probably need to pick up some different screwdrivers, just because they're better. They last longer, and they're magnetic. Or actually, they're not magnetic. You can magnetize them though, and they work a lot better. They'll get the screws in a lot better. So, up to you, but I highly suggest you get aftermarket screws or screwdrivers. So there, we've got the 2 screws on the elbow cover there, holding it in place. And then we're going to put, what are they calling this? Add the left elbow cover to to the assembly and fixed in position. So this is also an elbow cover. It is going to go in position like this. And then, just looking, I see 3 screws. Okay, so on here, you're going to put a screw here, here, and here. And those are going to be E screws again. And of note, this screw here, this top one, is actually going into the piece we just put in place. And be careful, make sure that your wires are not in the way. You don't want to pinch your wires, you don't want to cut your wires, because then the lights in the hand will not work. The hand and the wrist, actually. Okay, so we're going to put the first one up here, and as usual, I'm going to put the screws in loosely. Not going to tighten them until after all 3 of them are started. Come on. There's the 3rd one. We're going to go ahead and tighten these down. And it is really a very solid build. I'm very happy with the build so far. There's that one. Oops. Get that one in place. Make sure this one is actually a little bit out, I believe. Yeah, not even a quarter turn. And so that's how that looks. And it's kind of cool. This is a little bit satin, and the red is very shiny. And I didn't mention it yet, these parts are all plastic. There are lots of metal parts. If I remember right, this gold part was metal. There are several metal parts throughout the build. So the next thing is we're going to take this longer piece, and it points out, fit this tab first, right here. So let me see, where does that go? It should go, just looking. Okay, so it doesn't fit into an actual slot per se, it just slides up underneath here. You need to make sure it's in place underneath like that, so that it does not pop loose. And then we have 3 of the G screws that are going to go here, 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 and here to hold this piece in place. Let me go ahead and get them real quick. Make sure this is in place, making sure as well that that tab is held in place underneath. Easiest way I'm finding is to hold it right here with my thumb to keep that tab underneath. Should be good now that I've got the first screw in, that it's not going to come loose. Put this one here, and the 3rd screw all the way up in front, and then we'll go back and tighten each of them. And I'm continuing to hold it in place so that nothing comes open while I'm doing this. That's first one, second one, and the 3rd one tightened in place. You can see that none of the wires are anywhere, or none of the screws are anywhere near the wire. I will reiterate that over and over, simply because if you cut the wire, your lights won't work. I'm just looking. I think that was, I'm just looking, I might have put, oh no, I did actually, I put them in the wrong order, I think. It doesn't matter, but as long as they go in place. This one is going to go in, where does this one go? There's another tab here as well. No, this is right. So it says fit this tab first, watching the wire. Again, tab fits down in here, just like that. This time there is only 2 screws, one here and one here, for 2 of the G screws that are going to hold this part in place. Because back here, this last tab here, or this last post here, screw's going to come from the other side there. Okay, so let me get this screw on here. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up. No, I'm not going to tighten it all the way down. It started to shift on me. I was going to tighten it all the way down, but it started to shift, and I don't want that to happen to where I can't get this screw to start. So we're going to go ahead and put this screw in here, like that. And we're going to tighten this one down. And like I said, there is a tab in here. I didn't show it. There's a tab underneath there holding that in place. And it does say to put an E screw on the back here, right in here, into the hole there that I pointed out. I didn't point out the hole, but I pointed out the post. So that has got those 2 parts in place. And the last part of the not the forearm, the upper arm is this piece right here, and it goes in here between these. But the key thing they do say is, again, to fit that tab first, fit the tab right here, and it kind of just falls into place like this. Just looking. Have to make sure it fits in correctly. The cable says the cable remains in the hole, and we use an E screw here and here to hold it in place. So we're going to start this one in. We're going to do the same on the other side. Come on. Sometimes I can't line up my screwdriver to get it to go into the hole, or to get the screw to stay on the end of the screwdriver. Come on. Get in your hole. There we go. So, you tighten that one down. And this one, and basically what's happening here is this tab that's under here is what's holding everything together. You can see a slight seam, but really not that bad. And it's going to be like this. You're never going to see that seam unless you go looking for it. And so the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to put this piece on, and I'm just looking how this goes on. Okay, it's going to go on like this, and again it's marked with an L. It's going to go on this side. Looking at this, they do not have the wire coming through that hole. Outside the arm, fit the upper limb. I think that hole was convenient. I don't know that it was ever supposed to go through there. I had it through the hole, like I said, because it was convenient. Now I'm going to pull it back out so that it runs through the arm, because right up here, just looking, when this goes into place, yeah, when this is in place like that, that would have put the wire on the outside. I'm sure there's going to be a piece up here, shoulder piece, that goes into that hole and holds that there. So on the inside, we're going to take 2 of the G screws with the flange, and we're going to put them on the 2 raised spots for screws. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So down in here, right here and here, those match up with those posts. Focus, there we go. Those posts on there. So those posts are going to drop into place like they were before. And there's exactly what I was talking about. Watch your wires. Make sure you do not cut them. So get that one started. And then we'll start this one and tighten it all the way down. We'll tighten this one down. And then on the top side, this hole right here, this one right here, we're going to put an E screw into. Tighten it down. And that is all there is to do in this stage. Just because it is so cool to look at, I am going to plug the wires in. So we've got the hand lit up. You got your little switch here. When you switch the switch, the arm lights up. This is also a good test to make sure that your wire did not get damaged at all while you were putting this together. Like I said, that is all there is to do in this issue, issue 6 of the Spider-Man Iron Spider. I hope you're enjoying this build. If you are, and you would like to get this yourself, there will be a link in the description. I hope you're enjoying it. Thank you for stopping by. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of when I post new content. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you on in the next video and or stream.
Model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Workman's model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling.